Welcome to another episode of Inner Peace, Better Health, the podcast where we explore the intersection of mindfulness, wellness, and success. I'm your host, Eric, and today we have a truly inspiring guest with us, Roman L. Binder. Roman is an ex nanotech founder who scaled a $10 million business and transitioned into a business mentor with over 16 years of battle tested experience. He's passionate about an entrepreneurship, masculinity, and self improvement. And today, he's here to share his unique insights on how meditation and spirituality can help build the resilience needed in business. Roman, on behalf of my team and our listeners, and I welcome you to our show.
Thank you, Arick. I'm really honored. Thank you for having me on your show.
Yeah. Roman, you have had an incredible journey from scaling a nanotech startup to becoming a business mentor. How did meditation and spirituality first came into your life and what impact did they have on your entrepreneurial journey?
That's an excellent question. So, spirituality came into my life when things got rough. When
Mm,
it's usually when you have because when I was young, I was born and raised by uh, um Christian family, right? So I was born and raised in Turkey and grew up in Germany. And when my grandpa, he was a pastor. Uh, um, uh,
okay.
yes, so I was baptized by my grandpa, and
Okay.
but I was never really religious. So my family, yes, my mother family were religious. My dad, not so much, and I really didn't really connect too much with the church, as so to
Mm,
speak. At least not when I was young. And then at age 19, when I was almost 20 years old, I've immigrated to Mexico,
mhm,
and that's where I built my first company. So I first lived in Mexico City for a few years, and after studying business administration, and in 2007 I founded my first company. And so before that, I had already I had some addiction issues with
mhm,
substance abuse. And so I reached out to now a friend. He's now a friend of mine, a therapist, right? And he basically, that's why I started to do like first came up like the explore more of spirituality, but more when went into meditation and spirituality in a more let's say uh, not Christian, not so much in a Christian way, but more I was more attracted to the Buddhist way of
yeah.
spirituality. And
Mm,
so that's when I started to meditate back then in 2000, say 6 or 7. And over the years, I've maintained that habit. It has served me well.
mm,
And I found, I mean, there's always been of course, ups and downs with the business, and so, but it has helped me give some balance to the the fast-paced business life and
yeah.
goal-oriented mentality that comes with being ambitious, right? So you need to. It's
Right.
it's about finding balance, right?
Yeah. Right. 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 So that's really amazing. Thank you for being so vulnerable with us today. And I want to ask you, many entrepreneurs face burnout and stress. How do you integrate meditation into your daily routine to maintain your mental and emotional well-being?
So this is a good question. Of course, yeah, the stress comes with the territory, I guess. So well, it depends. But in my case, when so 2 years ago I had a bankruptcy with the same company that I mentioned at the beginning, and my first company during I did not survive the pandemic, and that was really tough because I relapsed in many ways, and I really lost everything during that um during that pandemic at that time, and so I started to meditate a lot because I needed to ground myself again in reality. Because when you're traumatized, it's easy to get hooked by the past, right? You always you trade
Yeah,
you
yeah, yeah.
your mind goes back and sends you back, and it's like torture, right? It's like it's suffering if you always reminded by these moments that were traumatic, then it's really hard to be present. So that's why I started to meditate a lot during that time. Now what I do to sort of regain control if I have a bad episode, I use the Wim Hof method, the
Yeah,
breath work with a breathing technique. That's really, it's like, if I need a quick reset, like my brain or my body gets into more calm state. So what I do is I use I do the Wim Hof
yeah.
method, breath work, which it's really effective. It works for me to regain balance. Yeah, and I do photography. So photography is also something like going for nature, for a walk, um, walking meditation or photography. I wrote a book called Photography is Meditation. I mean, photography as meditation. And but to me that was always also a balancing practice to do photography, because it's like when you do meditation, you focus on your breath, right? So you you become present, and you focus on the sensations in your body, the breath in that goes through your body, and it's like waves, right? And so when you do photography, it's kind of, to me, it's not, maybe not to everyone, but to me it's kind of similar, because you focus on one thing, a subject or a texture or a color or a shape, or you know what I mean. So you're trying to find some anchor visual, and then you find the beauty in it, right? So this is just, and so this for me was also like a practice that I use to,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's really amazing. Thank you so much for sharing the practical steps. And yeah, even photography, art can be, or something that you do as a hobby, can be so therapeutic in times of burnout and stress. Wow. Thank you so much for sharing that. So, Roman, also in your experience, how does spirituality contribute to building resilience in the face of business failures and setbacks? I know that you have shared it, but I really wanted to dive deep into this topic for our listeners. So, if you could just tell us that.
Well, the thing is this, in life, and I'm not even excluding, I mean, we can talk about business, but at the end of the day, business is just part of who I am. I get that we feel entrepreneur is like a mindset, it's like a form of being, right? So to get through life, you have to be resilient one way or another. And then so part of success is becoming more resilient. And then so becoming more resilient means to be able, to me at least, that's the case. It means to lean in negative emotions, because when what's the opposite? The opposite is running away from it, right? So the opposite is just like substance abuse or distractions, or and so the reality is that when you're able to sit through these hard moments in business, for example, I mean, if you can develop the resilience or the strength or the patience to just lean in when it really gets tough. It's really hard to do. It's easy. It's easy to say that, but when the shit hits the fan, like, so to speak, then it's hard to do, because if nobody wants to experience the negativity, the fear, the shame, the anger, and all of that. But at the end of the day, if you can lean in and if you can let it like go through you, so then this is also a spiritual practice, like leaning into his
Yeah.
spiritual practice. And the longer you can do that, and with the better you get at it, right? So resilience is just a muscle, and the spirituality helps to grow that muscle because it
Yeah.
allows you. Because spirituality is this capacity to allow the present moment unfold as it is, just without. I mean, you don't have to like it, but you can accept it. That's why I'm like, it's like this. It's like
Yeah.
this non-reactive attitude. This embracing, accepting what's there, right? You don't take you, and then you choose the next step with more awareness. I mean, the next action.
Yeah.
It's just a. This is sort of a, and it's not. There's no ending. I think this is there's no perfection in this. So it's just you can just. It's just a continuous practice. Like you can. Nobody's perfect at this. I think. I mean, maybe there's people that's much better than others, but I think this is a lifelong practice because just when you thought that you're good at it, that something comes up that is so bad or so terrifying that you think, oh no, um, here I am again and pushing through this.
Yeah.
This
Thank you
moment.
so much. Thank you so much, Ron, for sharing that. And your wisdom and experience with this, they have been really valuable. And I'm amazed how, spirituality and meditation can play such a vital role in your growth in your personal life as well as your work life. So thank you so much for sharing that. And thank you so much for being here, Roman.
Thank you for having me. Really, I'm really grateful for you. And
Yeah. Yeah. And for those of you tuning in, remember that inner peace and better health are within your reach. Take the first step today by exploring meditation, spirituality, or even picking up a camera and seeing the world through a new lens. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, leave a review, and share it with your friends. Let's continue this journey together towards a more mindful and successful life. Until next time, stay peaceful and stay happy.